Buenas a todos, bienvenidos un día más a Sherlock Holmes. Hoy vamos a hacer el sexto y último caso, por eso he empezado antes, a ver si podemos terminar el juego hoy. Así que vamos allá. Vamos, un paseo a la luz de la luna.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have. Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men.
Bueno.
You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner. Wiggins, I'll take the case.
Toma.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Pero igual vamos para allá. Bueno, pues tenemos un crimen para terminar, qué guay. Vamos a ver qué ha pasado por aquí. ¿Aquí será?
Locked. Locked.
Pero bueno. Que ha sido en la calle. No puedo ir para allá. No veo nada, ¿eh? No veo nada.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I
Bruseta
reached
5.
Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman.
Hello.
He'd been caught by two police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Dice,
Yes,
Hello,
I saw
que se
that
me
the window
fue
was
la
open, but
pantalla.
no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Vale.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And, well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story? Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard two gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw two bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Es que es muy
Well, near this
difícil
body.
hacerle inocente ahora.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the two shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
El segundo disparo más
Mr. Turner,
fuerte que el primero.
what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming into Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
Vamos a ver cómo es este hombre, porque al policía no le hemos hecho esto. ¿Por qué? Bueno. Broche de la insignia, batalla de Calatrava, veterano de guerra. Necesita bastón, pierna débil, cojera. Le faltan botones, vida humilde.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Madre mía. Declaraciones contradictorias. El señor Turner afirma que él permaneció junto a la ventana de su piso hasta que llegó la policía. No obstante, esto se contradice con la declaración de Marrow. El agente no vio a nadie en la ventana. Registrar el piso de Turner. Vale.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Me raya un poco que haga así.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Mesa de cocina.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
Papel cortado.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. His kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Vale. A ver la ventana.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. The dead body. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Vamos a ver si podemos encontrar algo por aquí. ¿Qué suena? Bueno, a ver.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Vale.
Rick Red Life dice:
Hola, Rick Red.
Hola.
Hola. Vale, la cama.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago. This walking stick is broken. It was placed here quite recently.
Se requiere un objeto. Vale.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Es que no me parece sospechoso este, la verdad. No creo que haya hecho nada malo. ¿Podemos ir abajo? A ver la chimenea.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
Cenizas. Papel quemado.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible.
Me cachis.
The papers were thrown into the fire just as short.
No podemos... Oh. podemos coger el papel, ¿no? A ver. Examinar. Nada. No se puede leer nada. Ok. Vámonos. Vámonos para abajo. Ah, ¿ya está? ¿Esta es su casa? Madre mía. A ver.
Berfol. Dice, un libro
Hola,
ha quemado.
Bertol. Un libro. Pero a ver dónde está el libro. Bueno, claro, lo ha quemado. Investigar la escena del crimen. Interrogar. Hablar con el señor Turner y comprobar la vista desde su piso. Tendría que haber algo que explicara sus declaraciones contradictorias.
Berfol. Dice, hola.
Hello.
Berfol. Dice, del montón que tenía.
Sí, que aquí tengo que hacer algo. Se requiere un objeto.
The books on this shelf are...
Anything
Y de momento... Por aquí nada. Vale, pues aquí en el piso este, poca cosa más. Los periódicos...
Berfol.
no los podemos mirar.
Dice, le puede haber disparado desde la window.
Puede ser, pero yo creo que el policía no huele bien, ¿eh? Vamos a hablar otra vez con el policía. Ahora vengo, ¿eh? No muevan nada, ni quemen nada más. ¿Dónde está el poli?
Mr. Holmes, I had no doubt about this case, but now that you are here,
No me dice nada más. A ver los cuerpos. Baldosas. Objeto atascado. Trozo de madera.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
Anda, mira, del bastón roto. Qué casualidad.
This shard of wood is quite new.
Vale, pues ya está.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
Una llave.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Y me la quedo. Para mí. ¿Algo más? Pues ya está. La cabeza. Vale, este cuerpo está. ¿Dónde está el otro cuerpo? Ahí.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound.
Pues yo preferiría morir como el otro directamente.
A tattoo from Westgate Prison.
prisión de
Vicotti
Westgate.
must have done some time there.
La cabeza.
Brian Vicotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Ok. Vamos a ver el bastón otra vez, ¿no? A ver por qué me han mentido. Bueno, no me lo ha dicho directamente, a ver si me cuenta algo. ¿Dónde estaba el bastón? Aquí.
A
Anda.
perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Dejó el bastón roto, cogió algo. Dejó, a ver, primero lo dejó.
Ale Celtics dice: no sé leer, cara triste.
Hola, Ale Celtics. ¿Cómo que no sabes leer? Cogió algo.
Ale Celtics dice: mierda, esto avisa cuando hablas.
No,
Ale
it didn't
Celtics
happen this way.
dice: yo en plan
No te ha salido
furtivo.
bien la jugada. A ver, que es que siempre tengo problemas con esto.
No, it didn't happen this way.
A ver. Primero dejó el bastón. Después cogió algo. ¿Cómo se veía esto? Ah, vale, no. Vale, espera. Primero se levantó de la cama. Se levantó. 1. Dejó el bastón roto primero. Bueno. Oh. No. Segundo, se fue a la ventana. Abrió la ventana, ¿no? Hasta ahí estamos de acuerdo. Después cogió el bastón. Dejó el bastón. Cogió algo. No. Cogió algo, puede ser una pistola, ¿no? Bueno, primero abrió la ventana. Vamos a ver qué más hay por aquí abajo. Se aproximó al cuerpo. Pero el bastón tiene que estar aquí antes de bajar, ¿no? Porque... Vamos a ver. Se aproximó al cuerpo. Luego vino y dejó el bastón. Como si no tuviéramos que decir que lo ha cogido. Dejó el bastón. Luego tiró algo al fuego. Y cogió algo. No, no es así. A ver, hemos puesto que se levantó. Vale. Vamos a adelantarlo un poco. Se va a la ventana. Baja. Se aproxima al cuerpo. No.
No, it didn't.
A ver. Voy a poner que primero se levantó y fue a la ventana. No. Abrió la ventana, miró hacia abajo. Es que no sé cuándo tira algo al fuego. Cogió algo, voy a poner. Cogió algo. Ahora se fue, ¿no? Voy a poner que se aproxima al cuerpo. Se aproximó al cuerpo. Después dejó el bastón. Corta los papeles con el cuchillo. Dejó el bastón. Pero ese ya lo hemos puesto. Ah, que a la vez que coge algo deja el bastón. Vale. Ahora vamos a poner que corta los papeles. Y después lo tira al fuego. A ver ahora.
No, it didn't
No,
happen
¿cómo que
this
no?
way.
Ay, hemos dicho. Se levantó uno. Voy a poner que dejó el bastón y fue a la ventana, entonces. Dejó el bastón y cogió algo. Vamos a decir que es la pistola. Abrió la ventana. Abrió la ventana. Después hace lo de aproximarse al cuerpo. Luego corta los papeles y los tira al fuego. A ver si ahora sí.
No, it didn't happen
Tampoco.
this way.
Se levantó, cogió el palo, se fue a la ventana, miró hacia abajo, es que lo de los papeles me descuadra totalmente. Pero dejó el bastón, cogió algo, cortó los papeles, los quemó y luego se aproximó a los cuerpos, a ver si así, yo qué sé. A ver si hizo todo y luego ya al final se fue a ver los cuerpos.
No, it didn't happen this way.
Vale, pues no. Se levantó. Cogió el palo. Abrió la ventana, miró hacia abajo. Dejó el bastón y cogió algo. Se aproximó al cuerpo. Cortó los papeles. Y tiró algo al fuego. Y si no, no sé cómo es.
No, it didn't happen
Tampoco.
this way.
Se levantó, cogió el palo. Dejó el bastón y cogió algo. Cortó los papeles, los tiró al fuego. Miró por la ventana y se aproximó al cuerpo. ¿Alguna idea por ahí?
No, It didn't happen this way.
Se levantó. Abrió la ventana, miró para abajo. Luego se va y coge algo. Deja el bastón y coge algo. No. Voy a dejar esto para luego. Como que ahora nada más verlo se aproxima al cuerpo. Ah, mira, se aproxima al cuerpo, cogió algo. Rompió el bastón. No, entonces tiene que ser... Vale. A ver, 1... Dejó el bastón roto y cogió algo. Esto es después. Vale, abrió la ventana. Miró hacia abajo. Luego se aproximó al cuerpo, cogió algo y rompió el bastón. Luego llega a casa y deja el bastón roto y coge algo. Ahora corta los papeles y después lo tira al fuego. Dime que ahora sí.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Huellas de grasa.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
Calram
Moby Dick.
dice:
Well now,
Hola lanzando
what a
besos.
find.
Hola,
A
Calram.
precious jewel
Una joya
concealed
valiosa
inside a
oculta en un
book.
libro.
A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Besit dice: Hola.
Hola, Beshi. Estoy con el último caso ya. Vale, entonces.
Besit dice: Saluda a mi madre, porfa.
Un saludo para tu
Bejol
madre.
dice: ¿Y por qué lo quemó? Bejol dice: Yo.
Vale, vamos a preguntarle a él a ver si nos dice algo.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Bejol dice: Hola, madre de Besit.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That
Besit
means you could have easily
dice:
missed something
Hola.
or someone
Hola.
in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly.
O sea, que no lo
Time
vio.
can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
A ver. Brazalete o llave. Brazalete.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then and not now.
But Mr. Holmes,
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick, It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window, as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Vale. Entonces... Vamos a ver a la florista esta. O sea que este no ha sido. El policía parece de que tampoco, porque yo creía que era un poco sospechoso.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Pues ya está. A ver si vemos a...
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard?
Sí, todo bien.
Is he all right?
Florista. Esta es una testigo.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or
Berfol.
heard?
Dice...
Yes.
A ver de
I
dónde
was
salió el
selling flowers as
brazalete.
usual, and then the fireworks began in honour of Queen Victoria.
Es
I
que
enjoyed
ahora te
those.
digo.
But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Es que era traficante de joyas el otro, creo. A ver. A ver si lo dicen aquí. Estos 2 hombres, ambos tiroteados. El corpulento era Brian Bercotti, un conocido malhechor. El otro era Kenneth Butler, un tratante de joyas. Quiero ir a Scotland Yard.
Berfol. Dice... Ah, vale.
Es que ha salido justo al principio. A ver si podemos hablar con el asesino, que es el hermano de Wiggins. A ver si nos dice algo que haya visto, o yo qué sé. A ver si
Mr.
nos ayuda.
Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Vale, pues vamos a ver si podemos ver las pertenencias. A ver, primero...
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder. It seems...
Nada más. Seguro de cañón.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Bueno, ahora deduzco, ¿vale?
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
Vale. A ver, disparos simultáneos. Turner notó que los 2 disparos sonaron de distinta forma porque de hecho fueron 3. Primero se disparó una sola vez y justo después se dispararon 2 armas simultáneamente. O Turner pudo detectar que los 2 disparos eran diferentes porque se hicieron desde puntos distintos. Buah. Voy a poner este, pero no tengo ni idea. Dos víctimas. Kenneth Butler y Brian Bercotti fueron víctimas de un doble asesinato cometido por una persona. Aquí no hay más opción. Las declaraciones de los testigos y el arma del crimen apuntan claramente a un presunto culpable, Leighton Chapman.
Bergfol dice... ¿3 disparos?
Ya, es que no me cuadra. Vale, no podemos hacer nada más aquí. Vamos a hablar con el chico este a ver qué nos dice, si es que nos dice algo.
Please escort this suspect. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Cuenta.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
Ay, no le examino.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
Vamos a examinarlo un momento, porque la persona que dice que vio agachada puede ser el viejecillo. Creció en la calle, vale. Paliza reciente. Se resistió el arresto. Ahí está. En Empleado de oficina. Pañuelo, alá. Ropa formal. Tatuaje de prisión.
Avilon 7 dice: miau, 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 miau,
Hola,
miau.
Abby. Vale. Cometió un crimen ya. Interesante.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive.
Berfol
I saw that one had
dice:
blood
no
pumping out
puede
his
ser el
stomach.
viejo porque
He was
dice que
dying.
salió corriendo por
It was
Whitechapel.
horrible. Second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though.
Dice:
I took it.
por ahí dice la florista
No,
que
no,
no
fue
vio a
de
nadie.
Es verdad, entonces es la florista.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
A ver qué le decimos aquí.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Buah.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat.
Medio kilo de carne.
After we were released and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Es que es complicado esto, ¿eh? Dos víctimas, a ver, declaración de Leighton. hombre imaginario. La persona a quien Leighton Chapman describe en su declaración es fruto de su propia imaginación. La creó para autojustificarse. Y no me da para elegir nada. De Leighton Chapman para cometer el violento crimen de Half Moon Street pudo ser personal. Doble asesinato. Buah, es que tenemos que hacer que no encaje, o sea, que esto no sea así. Buah, esto es imposible. Bueno, podemos. Autopsia no podemos hacer. Tengo que ir a casa a ver si encuentro algo sobre el brazalete. Venga. Es que todo apunta a que es este tío. Como no nos aparezca un sospechoso así de repente, no sé yo qué vamos a hacer. A ver, un brazalete de oro antiguo que fue hallado en el piso del señor Turner. Está decorado con unas peculiares cabezas de carnero. Eran griegos, ¿no? Ha dicho antes.
That is not the...
Economía, tecnología, historia.
That is not... That is... That... That...
Botánica, nada. Periódicos.
Bergfol dice:
That is not...
Mira si
That is
puedes
not the
entrar
one
en la
I need.
floristería. A ver si había otro hombre al
That
que
is not
persiguió
the
el que está
one- that is
detenido.
not the one I need.
Puede que entrara en la floristería y se ocultara.
Pero la floristería... Bueno, ahora voy. Pero la
That is-
floristería creía que era solo el
That is...
puestecito ese.
That is not... That is not... That is not... That is... That is... That is not the one I need. That is not...
A ver, la aventura de la Saya, bla bla
That is-
bla, esto tampoco. Huelga portuaria, real... La banda
That
de
is-
los son- nada.
That is... That... That is not the one I need.
Periódicos tampoco, investigaciones. Marcas y emblemas.
That is not the one. That is not the... That is not... That is not the one I need.
Química no. Venenos y toxinas tampoco. Heridas y lesiones tampoco. Criminalística.
That is not the one. That is not... That is... That is not... That is not the one I need.
Artes marciales tampoco. Marcas y emblemas nada. Periódicos nada. Enciclopedias.
Bergfol dice: ¿Arte?
That is...
Arte, ¿dónde está?
That is not...
Buah,
Avilon 7
menos mal que me lo has dicho.
dice: Busca
Gracias,
algo
gracias.
antiguo, griegos, tribus,
Estas
historia,
bellas joyas
arte.
antiguas forman parte de la colección de tesoros helenísticos. En la imagen se aprecian las 5 cabezas de carnero labradas en un brazalete, un collar y un anillo, todos de oro puro. Los 5 carneros de Mitilene llevan desaparecidos desde 1885. ¡Guau!
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Más archivos,
Berfol
¿por qué?
dice: arte antiguo del Museo Británico.
Pero es que no entiendo una cosa. ¿Por qué tengo que seguir buscando?
That is not the one I need.
No.
That is not the...
Berfol
That is not...
dice: ve a 1885.
Ah, vale, claro. Vale. Menos mal. Los tesoros helenísticos fueron robados en la noche de ayer mientras se transportaban en un carruaje desde el Museo Británico a la
Berfol
exposición de arte
dice:
de Glasgow.
periódico.
El dueño de una casa de empeños, Kenneth Butler, se puso en contacto con Scotland Yard esa noche e informó de un caballero que había intentado venderle una serie de objetos históricos en su local de Church Street. La policía procedió a arrestar al hombre descrito, un ladrón profesional llamado Vincent Foley, que estaba intentando escapar de Londres por el puerto. Fue identificado por el conductor superviviente del carruaje que transportaba la colección de tesoros helenísticos. Vincent Foley se niega a confesar dónde está el resto de tesoros robados. Ha sido llevado a prisión. Los tesoros perdidos aún no han sido hallados.
Here it is.
Vale.
One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop
Toma,
should tell me
tenemos
more.
un nuevo destino. Vamos allá. ¿Puedo decir algo más o no? ¿Por qué está todo tan oscuro? Anda, ¿este no es el del pulso del otro día? ¿Ese no es el que le echamos el pulso?
Avilon 7 dice:
Joder, pues
no.
se parece un montón, ¿eh? Será su hermano. Bueno, a ver.
Avilon 7 dice: parece mucho más mayor.
Ah, la llave
Mr.
del
Butler's
cadáver.
key
Toma
matches
ya.
the lock
Berfol
perfectly.
dice: ¿Butler será el que salió corriendo?
Vamos a ver. ¿No hay una luz por aquí?
Berfol dice: SI.
Ese ahí, sí. Vamos a examinar el mostrador.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations. It looks as though...
Vale. Anda, mira.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the five... Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10
Berfol
years after the theft.
dice: ¿linterna?
No tengo. Una carta. Hey, Kenneth. Me acuerdo de que en una ocasión me hablaste de 3 piezas de joyería en oro de la antigua Grecia con cabezas de carnero labradas. Todavía las tienes, ¿no? O sea, tenía 3. Pues tengo buenas noticias para ti. He encontrado un hombre podrido de dinero que está como loco por esas joyas. Está dispuesto a pagar una fortuna. concertarte una reunión con el Millonetis si nos repartimos las ganancias. ¡Qué listo! Te estaré esperando en el cruce de Great Alley con Half Moon Street el domingo por la noche, antes de los fuegos artificiales.
Bergfol dice: en un cajón.
A ver qué más hay por aquí. Aquí nada más. Un segundo. Mira, ya descuadra todo. Toma ya. A ver, móvil del robo. La búsqueda de los tesoros helenísticos perdidos pudo ser el móvil del crimen que se cometió en Half Moon Street. El señor Turner recogió el brazalete justo después del asesinato, pero el anillo sigue en paradero desconocido. O el móvil de Leighton Chapman para cometer el violento crimen
dice:
pudo ser personal.
O sea que este estuvo allí.
Entonces tenemos robo, ¿vale? ¿Cometió un doble asesinato? No. Su móvil fue el robo de unos valiosos tesoros antiguos. No. Tenemos que seguir porque esto no nos vale. Ha dicho que tenía 3, hemos encontrado 2. ¿Y la tercera? ¿Dónde está? No. El libro de cuentas no lo puedo ver. Bueno, pues hay nada más. Equipo de escalada.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Violet. ¿Y para qué quiero saber yo que tiene?
Crampon.
Vale. Pues ya está, escalada. Nada más. Nada más. Por aquí. Nada más. Examinar los cadáveres. Vamos otra vez para allá. Y ahora vamos a la floristería también.
Bergfol dice: ¿se habrá escapado escalando algún edificio?
Por eso nadie lo vio, claro. Vale, entonces.
Bergfol dice: por eso la floristera no le vio.
Claro. A ver.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Pobrecillo. Bueno, a ver, tengo que imaginarme lo que pasó entonces, otra vez.
Bergfol dice: ¿cómo se llamaban los muertos?
A ver, te lo digo ahora mismo. Bercotti y... ¿Dónde Street. Este es, a ver.
Berfol dice: Ve contigo.
Bercotti y Kenneth Butler. O sea, Bercotti y Butler. Seleccionar el tirador.
A fairly long pole
Una
with a
pértiga
forked
bastante
end.
larga, con un extremo
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Pértiga, ¿eso es para escalar? ¿Qué?
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift
Algo
my
para
lamp.
levantar el farol.
This should be useful.
Vale. Volvemos.
Berfol dice: Butler, no se ha podido escapar. Este era el del equipo de escalada, ¿no?
Creo que sí. Impacto de bala.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh.
Berfol dice:
Watson,
Sí, para
there
subirse
was
a
a
algo.
third shot fired in this street.
Hubo un tercer disparo. Tercer disparo, 2 víctimas. Tiroteo. Kenneth Butler y Brian Bercotti murieron en el tiroteo y cada uno llevaba una pistola. Una de ellas ha desaparecido. O doble asesinato. Kenneth Butler y Brian Bercotti fueron víctimas de un doble asesinato cometido por una persona. Cada uno llevaba un arma. Aquí fueron 3 disparos. Pero esto no creo que sea. ¿Algo más? A ver, aquí. Hombre evanescente.
Berfol dice: 2 disparos de una pistola y uno de otra.
2 disparos de una y uno de otra. La declaración de Leighton Chapman
Berfol
acerca del hombre de la
dice:
chaqueta que desapareció
Tiroteo.
en Half Moon Street ahora parece plausible. Los 3 disparos de la escena del crimen demuestran que hubo una segunda pistola que está en paradero desconocido. Vale.
Berfol dice: No hay hombre imaginario.
No. Entonces ya hemos visto esto. Ahora tenemos que reconstruirlo. A ver. Hablar con el agente Marrow.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide
Berfol
while you were running through it
dice:
with your lamp.
Alguien los quiso
All right,
matar y
Mr. Holmes,
quedarse
what
con las
should I do?
joyas.
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before. And try to find me.
Understood.
Es que si alguien...
Berfol dice: Pero uno le disparó.
A ver. Me ha dicho que vaya corriendo.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to
Aquí
hide.
tengo que... ¿Qué es esto? ¿El escondite en serio? Vamos a jugar al escondite.
I shouldn't look for Mr. Holmes here. He's hiding in Half Moon Street.
¿Dónde estás, Sherlock? Aquí no. No le veo. En la pared. ¿Dónde se ha metido este hombre?
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
¿En serio? Venga, vale, yo te encuentro.
Berfol dice... ¿Alguien opina otra cosa? Berfol dice... ¿Subido en algún sitio?
Mr. Holmes, it
Avilon
wasn't difficult
7
to find you at all.
dice... Que
It is
igual la de la
obvious now.
floristería
No one could
miente.
escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Berfol
Esquinas a la
dice...
vista.
A la tercera.
Sobre los muros. Si asumimos que había una persona en Half Moon Street en el momento del crimen, su única vía de escape tuvo que ser hacia arriba. Hay que reconstruir los hechos, emular los fuegos artificiales que describe Layton e intentar trepar el muro. Vale. ¿Y cómo hacemos eso? Recoger la pistola de bengalas para emular los fuegos artificiales. ¿Dónde estará la pistola de bengalas? ¿En casa? Ok. O en Scotland Yard. Deberían dármela a ellos.
Avilon 7 dice... En la tienda de empeños.
Vale, voy. No ha pasado nada. Voy para allá. Pawn shop.
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Y me falta la pistola, ¿no? Pero aquí no hemos visto ninguna pistola. Vale.
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the
Gracias,
flash of the
Alex.
fireworks.
Ahora vamos otra vez a Half Moon Street.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin, then. Catch me if you can.
¿Quién soy? Vale, soy Sherlock. Encuentra un punto por el que alguien pudiera trepar.
The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
¿Pero con qué le cegaron?
I can barely see anything.
¿Qué ha pasado ahí?
Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
Avilon 7. Dice... Vaya, la supervisión de Holmes no detecta agujeros de piolete en una pared.
La supervisión de Holmes. Vale, ahora.
I can barely see anything.
Venga, más rápido.
Avilon 7. Dice... Nada, un fallo del juego.
¿Por
Holmes?
qué no va?
Are you there?
Ahora. Venga, tira para arriba que te
I should
pesa el
try
culo.
climbing faster.
Ya está, otra vez. Venga.
Avilon 7. Dice... Estás utilizando el brazo de los pulsos que debes tenerlo destrozado.
Madre mía, los pulsos.
Holmes?
Venga, date prisa.
Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
Vale, ya está, no me ha visto. Conseguido.
Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Esta es la puerta. Como que se ve algo aquí. Trampilla. No.
These shards of glass are from the window above.
Nada por aquí. Nada más. No sé, no encuentro nada más aquí. Solo
These
esto de la ventana de arriba. Chaqueta. Tejido gastado. Fibras negras.
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the
Yeah.
microscope. It's empty. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic,
Pero con la
but in his
prisa se
haste he
enganchó la
ripped his
chaqueta.
jacket. We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Trepamuros. Ahora. Inocencia de Leighton. La declaración de Leighton Chapman acerca del misterioso hombre de la chaqueta que participó en el tiroteo de Half Moon Street ha resultado ser cierta. O las declaraciones de los testigos y el arma del crimen. Nah. Esta. Ahora, ¿qué es lo que no cuadra aquí? No me cuadra nada ahora. Bueno, seguimos, no pasa nada, ya cuadrará. Vámonos, quiero ir al laboratorio ya. A ver de qué son esas fibras.
Berfol dice: https://pelis24.gratis/película/ero tuvo que salir por
Spam,
Whitechapel.
Spam,
Pregunta a la
no.
florista si vio salir a alguien por esa puerta.
¿Qué están mandando de una película? Tuvo que salir por Whitechapel, pregunta a la florista. Vale, voy
Let
a
us take a
primero a
closer
ver
look.
si veo de dónde han salido estas fibras.
It is not a thread,
Un
but a
pelo.
hair. I very
Pero no
much
es
doubt
humano.
that it is human.
Venga ya.
Berfol.
un hombre lobo.
I need to
Dice,
compare this sample with a
hombre
human
imaginario
hair
no.
and a horsehair.
De caballo.
A shaving brush is usually made
Avilon
from horsehair.
7
Esas de afeitar.
Watson,
dice:
could you please pass me your
sentencia a la
shaving brush?
pena capital al niño y a la
Hey, Ma.
florista.
Pero ¿por qué, pobre florista?
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything.
Berfol
Ouch!
dice:
Holmes!
mira
I
si el
don't think
detenido
so.
tiene la
Fuss,
chaqueta
one little
roto.
hair.
Vale.
Human
Pelo
hair
humano.
Berfol
is significant.
dice: ni caso.
This is a most
Un
unusual
pelo
hair.
muy inusual.
The horsehair
pelo de
is thin,
caballo
so
tampoco.
this black hair belongs
Es
to
un
an
animal y
animal,
más
and
grande
it
que
is
un
larger
caballo.
than a horse.
De un
A hair
oso.
from a large and exotic animal.
Grande y exótico. Un carnero no es más grande que un caballo. Pelo de animal exótico, trepamuros. Acróbata de circo. Ah. El hombre que desapareció de la escena del crimen de Half Moon Street podría ser un acróbata de circo. Logró trepar un muro de 10 metros en cuestión de segundos. En su chaqueta fue hallado un pelo de un animal grande y exótico. Ah, de un gorila, vale. La persona a quien Leighton Chapman describe en su declaración es fruto de su propia imaginación. Vale, acróbata de circo. Y ahora, ¡toma! La persona a la que solo Leighton Chapman vio escapó de la escena del crimen trepando al muro. Era un acróbata talentoso. El criminal cogió el arma de
Bejol dice: elefante.
También, pero era negro. Bueno, también, vale. Entonces, ya tenemos esto. Ahora... pedirle ayuda a Wiggins para localizar el circo. Wiggins. Ay, quita.
Wiggins is currently at Half Moon
Ah,
Street.
vale, sí, es verdad. Ya me iba por la ventana de siempre. Pues... yo no sé por qué queréis inculpar a la florista, pero a mí me parece que ha sido el acróbata. A ver, vamos a hablar con la florista. ¿Dónde estaba?
Avilon 7 dice: habla con la florista, todos la tenemos ganas
Wiggins,
en
my
el
lad, what
chat.
are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Guayarda. Hombre, ¿dónde está Wiggins?
Bejol
Mr.
dice:
Holmes?
Voy.
We have
Florista.
good news for you, Wiggins.
Why?
The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal, a very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
Vale. ¿Por qué me estoy yendo? Si yo no me quería ir. No he sido yo, ¿eh? Ha sido el juego. Yo iba a hablar con la florista y de repente, a la mañana siguiente temprano.
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
Un elefante, vaya, como decía Bejol.
Duval Brothers, a well-known
Hermanos
travelling
Duval.
circus that is currently stopped in London. And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show.
No
I
creo que el
believe that
elefante
is
haya
exactly
sido
the
ella.
type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it
Me
a
pasaré
visit.
a verlo, perfecto. Vámonos para el circo. ¿Algo más? No.
Aye, you! Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the
Bejol
artistes.
dice: a ver en el circo
You're
quién tiene la
wanting to
chaqueta
apply
rota.
for... Nah. You don't look like the type
Y
of
negra, ¿no?
artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? Nah. I don't think so. Clear off. You're a bit slow.
¿En serio? ¿Me tengo que ir a disfrazar? Vamos
Bejol
a disfrazarnos.
dice: acróbata.
Tengo que buscar a la acróbata. A ver, ¿qué cara de payaso me pongo ahora para que me dejen entrar al circo?
Avilon
Vamos a ver.
7 dice: mátalo, obstrucción a la justicia y se ha puesto
Lo
violento.
mato en un momento.
Bejol dice: jajaja.
Traje verde, traje gris, traje claro, bandido, granjero, batín, marinero, sin abandonar. No tengo ningún traje así de granjero. No. Batín. ¿Y qué pelo me pongo yo ahora para parecer? No sé. Me voy a poner la barba esta.
Avilon 7. Dice... Bigotito francés le da aspecto de cerrajero.
O de psicópata. Venga, pues lo dejo aquí. Y... me gustaría ir en bata, pero no puedo. Esta tampoco puedo. De bandido. Porque no tengo más disfraces, ¿no? A ver... asegurarse de llevar el disfraz apropiado para entrar en el circo. Ah, mira, una barba, un traje de bandido y un sombrero irán muy bien. Toma ya. Una barba, un traje de bandido y un sombrero. Estoy de bandido, ¿no? Sí, vale. Ahora... barba, me ha dicho. Y sombrero. Sombrero ese. Ay, mismo. Pues vámonos otra vez. Al circo.
Spectacles are unpopular among thugs. I don't want to arouse suspicion.
Vale. Te quito las gafas. Mucho mejor.
I'd better wear a shabby hat.
Que tiquismiquis es el muchacho este. A ver, un sombrero gastado. Este.
I'd better wear a...
No.
Avilon 7. Dice... El alargado de marinero ese.
A ver, de marinero. Este no. Este.
Bejol.
O este.
Dice... ¡Qué quisquilloso con el disfraz!
Ya ves. Este es más de marinero, ¿no? O este. ¿Cuál habéis?
Avilon 7. Dice...
El anterior.
El
será
anterior. Avilon 7. Dice... El 11.
este. Bueno, ya está.
Stay where you are.
Vale.
What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
Vámonos para el circo.
Bejol. Dice... ¿Cómo?
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show
Charles
yourself to
Foley.
Charles
Foley.
Foley.
Y te
And I'd
recomiendo
highly
que-
advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
Everything is here, just as you asked. And what about the money? Some of the barrels are wet. Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped. Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies.
I want to be paid first.
No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said. Right? I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout.
Of course not. I'm a professional.
Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
No tenía la chaqueta rota, ¿no?
From lambs into
De
lions.
corderos a leones.
Those are words of encouragement and
Bejol
defiance.
dice: se la habrá quitado.
From lambs.
De
From
corderos
lambs.
a leones.
There are enough posters to pay. This printing press is old, but still quite.
Vale. Nada, nada. Solo la imprenta. Pues... nada más. Por aquí nada más. Vámonos otra vez para atrás. Vale, pues en teoría tengo que hablar con el hombre este, pero ¿dónde? Porque tiene que ser ahí dentro, sí o sí. No me deja seguir para allá.
Avilon 7
This wooden
dice:
barrel is damaged.
intenta abrir
It
la
is difficult
cerradura
to
que
say
hay
what
en la
is
mesa.
inside.
La cerradura
This wooden barrel.
que hay en la mesa.
There is a spot on this barrel that was intentionally painted out.
¿En qué mesa? A ver,
The
espera.
crest of
El
the
emblema de
Honourable
la-
Artillery Company. Could it be gunpowder? I need to be sure. Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can
Pólvora.
confirm that it is, in fact, gunpowder. The barrels are roughly clustered. It seems as though they were brought here.
Ah, esta. No. Barriles ya está. Imprenta. Nada más. ¿Qué más me falta por ver aquí? ¿No tenía que entrar yo aquí para hablar con el hombre, en teoría? La imprenta y lo otro, vale. Explorar el circo y conocer a Charles Foley, pero... Aquí no hay nada más. Me voy para afuera. Yo creo que tendré que hacer algo ahí dentro para desbloquear algo y poder abrirlo o algo, no sé. Porque si no... Porque ¿qué hago con la imprenta? Aquí fuera no hay nada.
Berfol dice... ¿Y el elefante?
No la encuentro. Tan grande que era y luego no está. Estará metido por ahí.
That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin
Avilon
Hood
7
hat.
dice...
Interesting.
Habla
This
otra
poster
vez con
was
el de la
clearly made to
entrada.
fire up rebellion
Vale.
amongst the people.
Para incitar a la gente a la rebelión.
Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently, and these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there.
Mira, ya está.
Who are you?
Era por darle
Are
un
you
botón.
Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on
Mira
the
lo que ha
table
dicho
over
Abby,
there.
ahora lo voy a abrir.
Open that.
¿Tendrá la chaqueta rota? Anda, mira. Vendaje ensangrentado, herida reciente. Armado, revólver, bulldog, despiadado. Los 5... Antigüedades robadas. Anda. El anillo. Dedos vendados, acróbata. Vale. Pues ya le tenemos. Un segundo. Charles Foley llevaba un anillo antiguo, la última pieza que falta del conjunto de joyas de los 5
Berfol
carneros de
dice... Yujú.
¡Yujú! Y también un revólver al cinto. Eso demuestra que Charles Foley es el misterioso hombre de la chaqueta que tan hábilmente escapó de la escena del crimen de Half Moon Street. Ah, sí, tengo que abrir el candado, espérate. Ah, vale. A ver, ¿dónde encajará eso? Eso tiene que encajar con eso. Esto aquí. ¿Qué me falta aquí? Esto ahí.
Avilon 7 dice: mueve el conjunto entero.
Vale, aquí. Ahora, gracias. ¿Ahora qué, eh? ¿Ahora qué?
Ah. Well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
A ver qué le digo ahora. ¿Qué le digo? ¿Ladrón encarcelado? ¿Brazalete? ¿Qué le digo? ¿O ladrón o brazalete?
Avilon 7
No se ven las
dice:
dos primeras.
no se ven las dos primeras.
Contradicción de Turner, cojera de Turner. Ladrón encarcelado, llave o brazalete. ¿Qué le digo?
Begfol
It's a
dice:
long story.
¿quién soy?
I met your brother,
Beckford.
Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died. 7 days ago, in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the
Bejol
job anyway, because I need a
dice:
talented lockpicker.
ladrón.
I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Osh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on a corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
Me voy a robar.
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are the Hellenistic treasures. This lock is quite old. It shouldn't be much of a challenge.
Begfol dice: cerca del apartamento donde estuvimos.
What do you mean? Eso debería ir ahí. Ajá, esto va aquí. No. Eso va ahí.
Bergfall dice: Kensington Church Street, cerca de Notting Hill.
Ahí hemos estado. Church Street.
Avilon 7 dice: ¿Cómo veo que encajan? Primero alinea las de abajo y luego las de arriba.
Primero las de abajo y luego las de arriba. Pero aquí. Eso está ahí. Vale. Ahora estas fallan. Ay, pero esas están bien ahí. Esa tiene que ser de ahí. Y ahora la que no encaja es esta. Ahora sí. Ahí debería estar. Eso va ahí.
Avilon 7 dice:
Eso va ahí.
separa las dos grandes primero.
Ahora ya está, ya está. Me ha costado.
I need to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it.
Buscamos una caja fuerte detrás de un cuadro, por ejemplo. O... no, ahí no creo que esté. Caja fuerte, vamos al piso de arriba. Demasiados cuadros hay aquí. Vale, no está en ningún cuadro.
This cupboard is an absolute...
Está hecho un desastre. Pero no me deja hacer nada más. Vale. Alguien ha estado buscando la caja fuerte, ¿no? Antes que nosotros. los cuadros estos, no veo nada.
Bergfol dice: tras de la estantería.
Pero detrás de la estantería... Vamos a mirar.
Bergfol dice: coloca algún libro.
Es que no me deja hacer nada, solo examinar.
This cupboard is an absolute mess.
No, examinar, ya está. Ay, mira, libros.
Several books have fallen from the
Se han caído de
shelves.
los estantes.
It seems as though this cupboard can be moved. I'll give it a try.
Gracias, Bergford. Toma ya.
So, that's the lock I must open tonight. Let me see.
Bergfol dice: an absolute mess.
Un desastre. Un desastre.
Avilon 7 dice: me voy a preparar algo mientras abres la cerradura.
Sí, vete a
Bergfol
poner unas palomitas, ¿sabes?
dice: jajaja. Bergfol dice: esta la va a abrir rápido, ¿eh?
No me metas presión, ya verás tú. Ya está, ¿no? ¿Qué me falta? Ahí. Yeah.
What a surprise. Another lock.
Otra cerradura.
And I won't be able to
No.
pick it. I recall that precious key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I
Buah.
suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and
Bergfol
find out.
dice: Avilon.
Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes
Llamas a
in the
alguien
event
para
that they are
venir.
caught off guard
Que
by
ya
the
la he
police
abierto.
from the
Que ya
front
puedo
door.
venir.
Avilon 7 dice: acabo de venir. Avilon 7 dice: justo a tiempo.
A ver, que tenemos que buscar por dónde se van a escapar los ladrones.
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape. Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape.
Vale. Por esta no se pueden escapar, ¿no? Vale, más sitios por donde se pueden escapar. La puerta.
The thieves won't attempt to escape through the
Esa ventana de ahí no me deja.
Bergfol dice: por la ventana con el equipo de escalada o no le hace falta siquiera.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
Avilon 7 dice: chimenea.
Tampoco me deja por la chimenea.
The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police.
Avilon 7
This works very
dice:
well. No
hay
one will
una
escape through
trampilla.
this window now.
Avilon 7 dice: debajo.
No me digas.
Avilon 7 dice:
¡Guau!
la acabo de ver.
Gracias, Abby, menos mal.
There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out.
Vale.
This
Tengo que
door
tapar
is a
esta
perfect
puerta,
means
¿o
of
qué?
escape in an emergency.
Avilon 7 dice: ¿pero quieres atraparlos o matarlos?
This
Atraparlos.
hatch leads to a cellar.
Lleva a la bodega. Pero ¿qué tengo que hacer? Tapar los agujeros por donde pueden salir, ¿no? Y tenderles trampas, vale. Entonces, si intentan huir por aquí, ¿qué trampa le pongo? ¿Qué trampa le pongo ahí?
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their
El
escape.
collar ese y que se resbale.
This should be useful.
Y las tiramos las bolitas.
One step on these beads, and our thief will go flying.
Toma.
I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Vale, por ahí arriba nada más, ¿no? Entonces, nos falta una trampa para...
Bergfol
I wonder what this
dice:
old chandelier
tapa la
is doing
trampilla
on
con
the
una
floor.
alfombra para que
It
se
looks as
caigan
though
ahí.
it was poorly
Vale.
attached.
que estaba mal atada.
I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the...
Una alfombra, una alfombra.
Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly.
Lámpara, se requiere un objeto. A ver, estaba buscando... ¡Alfombra!
This should be useful.
Bergfol dice: o rompe la trampilla con el mazo.
No, lo primero, mira. Puerta de la cocina.
This door leads to a kitchen, which holds the shortest route to the back door. Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice cut. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined. Now, if a thief
Yupi.
runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a
Avilon
surprise
7
visit to the cellar.
dice: se te ha olvidado meter pinchos dentro.
Estaría guay.
This door
Se requiere un objeto en el pomo y otro en la lámpara.
Bergfol dice: jajaja.
I wonder what...
¿Será una cuerda para atar la lámpara mal? ¿Para que se caiga encima de ellos o algo? ¿Dónde hay una cuerda? Por aquí.
Bergfol dice: el mazo.
¿El mazo?
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
Avilon 7 dice: arriba recuerdo que había muchos trastos apilados.
Pues vamos a ver si hay algo arriba, entonces. Con cuidado. No hay nada que me sirva. Arriba no.
Avilon 7 dice: mira arriba, si la lámpara está abajo, quizás haya alguna cuerda. Avilon 7 dice: en el techo digo.
Vale, vale. Vamos para allá. No. ¿Y aquí no hay nada más?
What a I recall that pressure.
No. Anda, mira, una cuerda.
A solid rope.
Entonces la lámpara.
I wonder what this old chandelier. I suppose that the thieves already tried.
¿Por qué no me deja usar la cuerda con eso? ¿Qué más tenemos? El pomo.
This door leads to a kitchen. This door.
He cogido la cuerda, ¿verdad? ¿No?
A solid rope.
No me deja coger la
solid-
cuerda.
Bergfol dice: ata el pomo de la puerta de la cocina a algo.
This should be used.
¿Para qué uso la silla a esta hora? El pomo de la puerta a algo.
The door is now blocked.
Avilon 7 dice: ya sé.
The door is now.
Avilon 7 dice: la silla para bloquearla.
Perfecto. Ahora nos falta la cuerda. Ya la puedo coger. Bien. Bien, ahora.
Bergfol dice: en el pomo pon la silla.
Ahora sí que podemos. Toma. Atar la cuerda. Y ahora.
Now, if anyone takes the hammer,
Avilon
the rope
7
will uncoil and
dice:
make the chandelier
el techo
fall.
donde el gancho.
Ahora yo creo que ya tenemos. ¿Qué nos falta?
If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared.
Toma,
I can leave now,
lo tenemos.
but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Police! Police!
Stop where you are!
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson. with your assistance.
How so?
You sounded just like a real bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How do you know about that?
Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our Queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men?
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers!
Venga, vamos a ver qué tiene aquí dentro.
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
Avilon
I don't
7
know why you are asking me,
dice:
Mycroft. They are
Un casco
yours to find.
espartano, jajaja.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
Las antigüedades halladas en la caja fuerte secreta de la mansión abandonada de Notting Hill forman la colección de los tesoros helenísticos que fue robada en 1885 y que se creía perdida. Charles Foley organizó el robo de los tesoros helenísticos que estaba relacionado con el doble asesinato de Half Moon Street. Leighton Chapman fue testigo del crimen. Absolver o condenar. Absolver. Charles Foley será encarcelado por organizar un gran robo.
Avilon 7 dice: Orca.
Como no es culpable directo del asesinato, su sentencia será clemente. O condenarle. Charles Foley organizó y ejecutó un malvado plan de venganza y además robó unos valiosos tesoros antiguos. Se merece la horca. ¿Sigo, no?
Don't move, you flimflammer.
Berfol dice: Trullo.
Pero ya. Sí, ya está todo hecho. Vale. Entonces le condenamos. A ver. Será encarcelado por organizar un gran robo y su sentencia será clemente. O
Berfol
merece la horca.
Dice:
La horca.
Enero.
La horca. A la de una.
Avilon 7 dice: se merece la horca.
A la de la horca.
Avilon 7 dice: Requiem Scatin Pachi.
¿Qué es eso? Eso es la horca, ¿no? Venga. Sí.
Berfol dice:
Charles Foley,
ha habido 2 muertos.
You committed the crime
Berfol
of premeditated murder
dice:
and of theft.
S.I.
You will be
Avilon
severely
7
punished for your
dice:
deeds.
Rip mal escrito, pero para que lo lea bien la TIA.
Scotland Yard dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs. Honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street. And all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed.
No se perderán
They're only
vidas,
papers,
dice.
after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free, and that they don't belong to anyone. They will be able to work for themselves, together,
Avilon 7
without letting the rulers dictate
dice,
what to do, and
"Mátalo
finally
ya."
justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread.
Me está
And how many
contando aquí
lords
toda
do you
su
see
vida.
punished for stealing from their people? Sending them to their deaths in mines or overseas to fight for land? Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
When the law serves only the few, it can no longer be trusted. Every man is equal, and he has a right to choose his own way. And I shall not stop him.
Berfol dice,
Pues no,
arrancar.
Creo que lo podía haber tirado a la pólvora también.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite, lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men. I should leave now. Sherlock, Dr. Watson.
Holmes, what just happened? What was that?
¿Qué ha pasado?
The start of a new world. Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Vaya rollo que nos está contando.
Sí.
A lady.
Es que como se acaba el juego, me imagino que ella tiene que... Anda, mira, ya estamos aquí. Charles Foley organizó y ejecutó un malvado plan de venganza contra su hermano mayor. Segó 2 vidas humanas y casi consigue que un hombre sea condenado a cadena perpetua. Es verdad. De hecho, su banda fue contratada por los alegres compañeros que planeaban una revolución en Londres. Además, organizó el robo de unos tesoros antiguos que pertenecían al Museo Británico. Se merece la horca, es verdad, sí, se merece. Sí. Vale. Comprobado, sí. Sí, ¿no? Vale. Aceptar la decisión. A ver las estadísticas. Personalidad tipo Temis. Gente que soluciona el caso del mismo modo, 96%. Gente que hizo la misma elección moral, 82%. Qué blandos. Pues... hemos terminado el juego ya.
Bejfol dice: Yujú.
El 9º día de una tarde lluviosa fue el día que terminamos Sherlock Holmes. Con la ayuda de Bejfol, mi mano derecha en este juego. También Abby.
Bejfol dice: ¿nos va a tocar el violín? Rick Red Life dice: Yujú.
Pues que nos toca.
Avilon 7 dice: estaría bien que sacasen en los créditos al último personaje ahorcado
Pues sí,
colgando en
guay.
color sepia.
Para los que no lo sepáis, en el canal, en mi canal, en acerca de Lunnury, hay una opción que se llama
Bejfol
Storytale.
dice: y Avilon 7
donde estamos escribiendo una historia. Procedo con la lectura de cómo lo llevamos ahora mismo. Eran las 4 de la mañana cuando Liu despertó súbitamente. Encendió la luz y no se encendió porque olvidó pagar la luz. Pero se acordó de que había guardado una vela en el cajón de la cocina. Al ir caminando en la oscuridad, pisó algo pegajoso. ¡Qué asco! Ahora solo falta que me acuerde de dónde he dejado las cerillas. Supongo que estarán aquí. ¿Y cómo continuará? Que escriba quien quiera. ¿Qué más? Para los que estéis ahí, quiero deciros que el martes estoy organizando un vitriol. El martes por la tarde, por si alguien quiere apuntarse. Y ya está. Poco más. Muchas gracias a todos. Y sobre todo, ya digo, a Bejfol, que ha estado ahí todos los días conmigo, ayudándome caso a caso. Y nada. Y nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. ¡Hasta luego!